Hi, this is Beata from Splitcoaststampers. In this video I want to show you the reverse masking technique. You can create that look with frame stamps and you cut the inside out, and that is shown in the photo tutorial on Splitcoast on the side, or you can use die cut shapes as I will show in this video. The stamps in this image are from flourishes. The sentiment and image is from the set Sunflower, and the background is called Vintage Wallpaper. First you will have to cut the die, cut a shape with the die, and I'm using the large scallop rectangle from Spellbinders, and you will place the outer part of that cutout directly on your piece of paper. And I used a little bit of removable adhesive on the back so it will stay put. And then you stamp your image inside. Now my reverse mask that I've cut is really big, so most of my image will show. If you cut it smaller, of course, only partial image will show. There. Now we could leave it on and already sponge and create a cool look. And I'm using antique linen, and you could create a look like this, but I want to have my frame a little bit more pronounced, so I took it back to the die cut machine and embossed the frame with the same dye that I used, and colored my image with Copic markers. Now I'm going to do the same that I did before I showed you the embossing part. I'm just going to place my die back, my mask back on. Try to line it up, and then place my die on top of it. And then sponge, and that will give you the extra framing that you saw in my sample. Because then we're going to sponge the outside, covering the inside. But first, you just sponge the edge to give it that warm or that antique vintage look. I love to use antique linen for that. And then if you want, once you've done this a couple times all around, I'm just going to show you once. So then once you have the darkness that you like, if you want to make it even more pronounced, you take a slightly darker color, which I'm using Vintage Photo, and just do the edges. So then that will give you an even cooler look. Okay, you get the idea. So now we take the reverse mask off, rub off my removable adhesive, and your card looks like this. Now if you want to change it up a little bit more, take that mask, that shape that you cut out, and cover up your image. Again, place your die over it, and now sponge with the darker color. I'll keep using Vintage Photo, and again I will only show you part of the sponging. That just takes too long otherwise. When you sponge with the Tim's blending tool and the distress inks, start off your craft mat, which is a very cool working base, and rub in circular motion your ink on your cardstock. And because the distress ink stays wet longer, it really blends well. Okay, so Let's do half, just a little bit more, and then I show you what I did to finish my card. I used a vintage wallpaper stamp from Flourishes, inked it up and stamped it over, but because you have your die on there, it'll be really hard to get that image because it stands up high. So what I do is I rock the stamp and really press down to get that image, and then you'd have to do that on the bottom as well. And if it doesn't work out, it's alright, because you can see kind of where your, it's a very forgiving background, and I just do it like that. And what I would do, I would then pick it up and sponge the edges to get an even more pronounced edge look. So then you do that on your entire card, add some finishing touches, and you're done. I hope you try this out. It's a cool way to add dimension to a one-layered card. See you next time.